When we talk about deck fusions, we think about branded fusion, fusion destiny, and if you lived through the Red Eyes Dragoon era, Red Eyes fusion. But not a lot remember, or even heard of, the not once per turn Ancient Gear fusion. Greetings, Rigil Agateiades here, back from a 1-week exam break. Quite a lot happened in Master Duel suddenly. A new super heavy ban list absolutely trashed my True Draco deck, and a super heavy selection pack that is super heavy on your crafting points. Seriously, not only are the 6 new starters Yugiohs, even the Garnet is as well. Oh well, there goes all my gems and crafting points because guess who's an Earth Machine? Today, with the new cards running amok, we're taking out the old gears. Just because I felt like it. There really isn't much to explain about ancient gears. They do one thing and one thing only. Huge monster attack many times. And conveniently, their link monster, Ancient Gear Ballista, requires just 2 Earth Machines to summon, meaning the super heavy samurai motorbike is perfect. 3 bikes, 90 UR points, and scales play the same role as Urgent Schedule. A 1-card Ballista without normal summoning, which can add up to 4 Ancient Gear monsters with Gear Town and Ancient Gear Box. Another thing we commonly forget about is how insane their fusion spell, Ancient Gear Fusion, can be. Sending monsters from the deck to fulfill Chaos Ancient Gear Giant's heavy cost is incredible, especially when the Giant is conveniently a dark machine, allowing us to overload fusion with exactly what we sent off Ancient Gear Fusion. We can easily get to it with the green snake that is somehow still not bad. To get an Ancient Gear Golem on the field to use the deck fusion effect is not easy, but remember who we used to cheat out the Gate Guardian pieces last time? Prisma can easily turn into a golem on the field while putting a piece into the grave. Dr. Crowler sure learnt a thing from Jaden. Another cool find for the deck, the Sky Striker parts. Sage of Wisdom Himmel shares the same name as a certain blue-haired hero from a popular anime recently, but in Yu-Gi-Oh, the older man is deemed a useless Sky Striker card that doesn't fit into the strategy at all. But guess what? He's an Earth Machine. Himmel may be useless in a Sky Striker deck, but as a level 5 Earth Machine monster, he is our perfect Urgent Schedule target. Not only does he act as the high level target that can special summon itself when we draw him, but his graveyard effect is also just what we need to protect a Ballista from Imperms and Vaders. And we're not done. With exactly 500 attack, he is our second target to add to the hand with Ancient Gear Box. That and turning Engage into a simple extender when we can't use Hornet Drone makes the aged hero a great addition to our deck. Rest of the Sky Striker cards, Hornet Drone can conveniently make Verte Anaconda without normal summoning, and Kaina is an Earth Machine as well, so there's no downside to running them at all. Widow Anchor is just an extra copy of Droplet. That's the deck list, let's head on to the duels. First duel, our opponent is on Umi. A scary deck to go against when playing a Sarctics, but not to Ancient Gears. Terra King Salmon! Scales is an extender even when we can't use his Graveyard Reborn effect, so we go ahead and summon him first, and then Urgent Schedule. That takes the Jellyfish Negate, then we normal summon Wyvern, search a box, which then searches Frame. Summon the Ballista, but then realizes Sea Stealth gives our opponent's monsters targeting protection. Not a big deal, we just need to fusion with 4 monsters and call battle. Come forth, Chaos Ancient Gear Giant. Before the battle phase, our opponent activates a trap that summons a lot of monsters to the field. One of them has a battle phase pop and the other is a floodgate. Won't save him though. Chaos Giant prevents opponents from activating monster effects in the battle phase, and with spell trap immunity we don't even care about the Sea Stealth attack pop. Thank you for summoning extra sandbags, and we pierce our opponent to game. Second duel, our opponent is on Naturia Runics. Their usual board is probably the hardest to crack, but I'll show you what it means to be reasoning. called level 1 blind first, since it also stops Infernoids. Then when we know he's down on the Mole Cricket, we call level 4, and outskilled. With an equivalent of taking 2 Ash Blossoms, our opponent could do nothing but normal summoning a Mole Cricket. Still something to go through though, as it can summon 2 negates at once. Talk about being broken. We start with a Hero Lives, takes the Ash, and then we use Urgent Schedule. Once we have monsters, he fires off the Mole Cricket to get a Sunflower and Camellia, but we have the Concealing Light sitting in the hand. Thanks to the 2 new monsters with almost 0 defense on his board, all we have to do is to collect all the material. Ballista searches box, and then box searches the frame. Frame pitches the box, and then we search the golem. Totally could have just pitched Himmel and used the fusion in the hand, but this also works. Make Verte, send Overload, and we completely overkill our opponent. Putting extra monsters on the field when playing against Ancient Gears is not wise. Last duel, we have super heavy samurais versus our slightly heavy Ancient Gears. Didn't draw the motorbike, but we drew the card we need to go over their multiple negates. We start with Engage, that goes through, grab anything since it's just droplet fodder, and then we activate a Hero Lives. Of course, our opponent will negate that, and then we chain Hornet Drone and then Forbidden Droplet, sending both spells and the spare Prisma in the hand as cost, so our opponent cannot respond. And so much for your new Unbreakable board. Green light, and we only need 2 cards to finish our opponent up. Change Prisma to Ancient Gear Golem, normal summon Gear Frame, and search our Ancient Gear Fusion. 4 monsters into the grave, free 4,500 punches in his face, and we win the duel. Okay, back to the deck. It's not great since it's slightly heavy, but it's incredibly fun. Chaos Ancient Gear Giant, punching many times and ignoring spell traps is not something you get every day. The hard part is drawing the right cards to go over the opponent's board without bricking, just like drawing the droplet for exactly super heavy samurais. But when it works, you're sure to have a great time. Not a meta level challenger, but more than just usable. One last thing. Konami, why is Motorbike a UL?